Welcome back to Project 82, the SCP Remote Access Database. Which case file do you require?
Item number SCP-152. Object Class Safe. SCP-152 is to be kept in a locked chamber in Site-49, henceforth referred to as the Reading Room. The Reading Room is off limits to personnel below Clearance Level 2. The Reading Room will be equipped with one ceiling lamp, one security camera, one scanner copier printer, to be restocked with paper and ink as needed, one standard office chair, and one standard office desk upon which SCP-152 will rest. When not in use, SCP-152 is to be turned to its last page so that any additions made to it can be immediately observed. A single guard will be posted outside of the reading room to deter unauthorized persons from entering the reading room. All personnel are advised to remain quiet if they are near the reading room. SCP-152 is a large hardbound book with leather bindings. The paper inside resembles vellum and is written upon in black ink. The contents of the book consist entirely of a series of entries that describe apocalyptic events, which are not always XK-class, end-of-the-world scenarios, but invariably deal with the extinction of humanity. The entries are arranged in chronological order, beginning with an unexplained spontaneous failure of the sun in 6000 BC, and ending with other events close to the present day. Many of the entries describe apocalypses caused or facilitated by objects that are or were in Foundation custody, or are of a paranormal nature. There are also records of human extinction caused by more conventional means, such as nuclear warfare or deadly viral epidemics. Each entry describes in some detail the events leading up to the calamity itself, and the aftermath until the point at which the last human on Earth dies. It has been observed that the entries in SCP-152 change to whatever language the reader is most comfortable with, up to the point where the sentence structure can change significantly from reader to reader, or even begin using colloquialisms that only the reader would understand. Only the basic meaning of the entries remains constant. If multiple people are looking at SCP-152, it will read in the personal language of whomever began reading first. If no one is directly observing SCP-152, it will display the language of whomever read it last. Rarely, words will appear in the book that do not translate, instead appear as horizontally arranged calligraphic characters which have not been matched to any known language. To the best knowledge of Foundation historians, most of the information contained in SCP-152 is accurate, diverging only at the point where the apocalypse occurs. In almost all cases, the difference is that a few key decisions were apparently made differently in SCP-152's version of history, leading ultimately to humankind's annihilation. SCP-152 resists all attempts to change or write in it. Inks, graphite, charcoal, and other marking materials do not adhere to the pages and are easily brushed off. Lasers or other heat sources do not burn the paper. Close inspection has revealed that foreign substances are stopped from actually coming into contact with the pages. At least 5 micrometers of empty space are always present between the pages themselves and any foreign materials that might come into contact with them. For this reason, SCP-152 does not decay, which also means that it has proven impossible to determine SCP-152's exact age. SCP-152 is self-updating, with newly inked entries and new descriptions of how the last human died appearing at unpredictable intervals, always on the last page of the book. The date that a new entry appears corresponds with the date given in the entry for the death of the last member of the human species. When space becomes an issue, extra pages appear along with the text, and the spine of SCP-152 broadens accordingly. There have been updates to the book since it came into Foundation custody. As with past events, SCP-152 has proven to be up-to-date on current events until a point at which a catastrophe occurs. Because recent entries frequently concern entities or groups of interest to the Foundation, including the Foundation itself, SCP-152 is to be checked regularly for any information of importance. Addendum 1. With the acknowledgement made that letting this thing lie around where the public could find it is dangerous to us, is there any real reason to study it? Outdated hypothetical disaster scenarios aren't our concern. We've got plenty of real ones in the present to deal with. 05. Addendum 2. The book is accurate enough about pre-disaster Earth that it makes a decent guide to the present. Plus, it gives a little perspective on the big picture of what some SCPs could do if they got loose. I think all researchers with clearance ought to read the last 50 pages or so, just to drive home how important what they do here is. For want of an air and all that. Dr. Jansen. Addendum 3. Jansen, half the entries in the last 50 pages show the Foundation screwing up and killing everyone. 05. Addendum 4. Like I said, it gives a little perspective. Dr. Jansen. Incident Report 152-05. On the night of the security guard on camera duty noticed SCP-152 was missing from the reading room. However, by the time she had finished reaching for the switchboard to report this, SCP-152 had reappeared, and there was a new entry on the last page. As this was the fifth such occurrence of sudden disappearance and reappearance, referred to Incident Reports 152-01 through 152-04, a similar test was conducted with a high-speed camera, a sensitive electronic scale upon which SCP-152 was placed, and an alarm set to go off if the weight upon the scale abruptly changed. The next three updates to SCP-152 all set the alarm off, and the high-speed camera revealed that SCP-152 vanished from sight for exactly 1 second each time. Addendum 5. I posit that the book isn't actually being updated as such. It's actually being replaced, and each time it changes, we're actually receiving a new edition of it. I would very much like to find out where these are coming from. Dr. Jansen.
Case file ends. Which case file do you require?
Item number SCP-155. Object Class Safe. SCP-155 is contained in a heat-treated and radiation-shielded containment chamber at Site. Recovered documentation and the reverse-engineered compiler for SCP-155 are available for all personnel with sufficient clearance on Site's secure file server, but execution of programs on SCP-155 may only be performed with prior permission from at least 2 Level 3 senior researchers. Please see Document 155 Exec-1 for radiation and thermal safety procedures for the safe operation of SCP-155. As of Incident 155-08, experimentation on SCP-155 has been suspended pending decontamination of SCP-155's former containment chamber and relocation to a new containment chamber. All tasks intended for execution on SCP-155 must now be triple-checked to prevent the possibility of non-halting execution. SCP-155 is a complex electronic construct consisting of a highly modified Cray CS6400 supercomputer, a dedicated radioisotope thermoelectric generator, and a device that has yet to be fully reverse-engineered. SCP-155 was recovered from the basement of Prometheus Labs' primary research laboratory by elements of Mobile Task Force MU-4 debuggers following the destruction of the facility and subsequent Foundation intervention. When a program and accompanying data is loaded into SCP-155 and executed, SCP-155 generates a spherical temporal distortion field with a radius of approximately 5 meters. Within the sphere of influence, the passage of time is rapidly accelerated, resulting in a hyperbolic increase in the effective processing power of SCP-155. Execution begins slowly as the processing hardware of SCP-155 is dated, but its effective processing power approaches infinity after approximately 8 minutes and 14 seconds of execution. From fragments of documentation recovered from Prometheus Labs, SCP-155 was used to perform massive calculation jobs that would have taken months, if not years, of processing time with conventional computing devices. Despite its capabilities, operation of SCP-155 is highly dangerous as heat and radiation generated by SCP-155 are trapped and accumulate during operation, forming a sort of event horizon of energy that is released when execution ends. The execution of programs that exceed 6 minutes results in enough radiation generated that the containment chamber in which SCP-155 is contained must be decontaminated before research personnel may re-enter. Addendum 155-01 Incident 155-08 On Dr. entered a flawed program into SCP-155 that resulted in non-halting execution and infinite loop. After attending, researchers and technicians realized the error, an emergency shutdown of SCP-155 was initiated, but it could not be fully stopped until execution had exceeded 8 minutes and 30 seconds. At this point, an intense wave of heat and radiation melted through SCP-155's containment chamber, resulting in 11 casualties and the total destruction of the C-wing of Site. SCP-155 only received minor damage in the incident, but experimentation is suspended while revised safety procedures are under review and replacement parts are procured to repair components damaged by accelerated aging.
Case file ends. Which case file do you require?
Item number SCP-160 Object Class Euclid. SCP-160 is kept in a secure biocontainment chamber at Site. SCP-160 is to be fed live prey in the form of a rabbit or other animal of similar mass once per week, with feeding to be performed via automated delivery system only. Experimentation with SCP-160 may only be performed with prior permission from at least 2 Level 3 personnel, and any personnel entering the chamber must wear an armored suit at all times. SCP-160 appears to be a quadriflyer unmanned aerial vehicle, UAV, with a diameter of approximately 1.1 meters at its widest point, similar to the model manufactured by the Corporation. It is devoid of any identifying marks or manufacturing labels, though visual inspection of SCP-160 has revealed signs of scratches and other superficial damage indicating that prior identifying labels may have been removed. SCP-160 operates continuously and completely autonomous from any identified control source, and exhibits behavior similar to that of predatory birds. It will actively hunt prey such as rodents and other small animals and, upon locating such prey, dive down at high speed and impale its prey with what appears to be a metallic proboscis. Analysis of its prey shows that it then injects a highly caustic substance that liquefies the internal organs and extracts the resulting slurry. SCP-160 will generally avoid humans and larger animals, but it has been recorded using its proboscis in self-defense. Injuries inflicted by SCP-160 are extremely painful and can cause death via liquefaction of vital organs or internal bleeding. Further research on SCP-160 are underway, but has proven difficult due to SCP-160's continuous operation. Tranquilizer darts are ineffective, as SCP-160 appears to be entirely composed of non-biological components, and requests to attempt a low-intensity electromagnetic pulse to disable it have been rejected due to possible unforeseen damages. SCP-160 was discovered by Foundation agents on following multiple reports of household pets from the town of disappearing and subsequently being found dead under unusual circumstances. SCP-160 was quickly identified and lured into a transport vehicle by a containment team and subsequently taken to Site. A search of the area turned up over desiccated small animals including house cats, rabbits, wild rodents, and miniature dogs.
Thank you for your participation in Project 82, transmitting psioanalytic data to Dr.